and let's get started. First, we're going to start off with Jakey Starshear. She's my support unit. She's nice and cheap, efficient a little bit. For our base stats, we got 9 damage, 6 speed, 5 to 7 range, 0 defense, 38 HP. For our little base stats or abilities, we got Gift of Scrying, Horrific Balance, and Starshine. Horrific Balance is pretty nice because it pretty much is whenever your opponent gains AP, she gains AP. If her AP maxes, if she already hit her AP max, your other friendly champs start to gain AP, so that's pretty good ability. Starshine, which pretty much whatever closest friendly champ there is, they gain Majestic, so that's pretty nice for her. Upgrades, we got Swap 3, Prestige, Call to Arms, and Invigorate 1. I go with Prestige because this is so good. It's Global Iron Will and Global Fearless, so that comes in handy a lot. And I just go with Invigorate because AP generation is just so good. And that's it for my star share. I got, and here's another support channel of mine, Leos Magnet. And for base, we got 10 damage, 6 speed, 3 to 5 range, 1 defense, 45 HP. This this guy is really, he's not, I know he's not Lonx, but the main reason I go with him is because of haste and divine favor 3. You know, divine where he heals champions globally on deploy for 12 HP. Haste is 4 plus speed for 3 turns, and he's got Magnate's Blessing. Target champion within 4 spaces gains Majestic for 4 turns. It also gains 1 damage and 1 defense for 4 turns for every 25 HP on opposing champions within 3 spaces of it. Round it down. This does not stack. Pretty. The rest of the abilities pretty much do nothing for me because that's for Leos. So it's this, Magnate's Blessing, Haste, and Divine Favor 3. I go with it. It's not too expensive. You could argue that it's pretty much better to run Crystal Phoenix, and which is probably is because it's cheaper. It has immortality, so you keep deploying it over and over for Divine Favor. But I just like Leos because he's a little bit more multi-role than just healing. Moving on, Lonx Add Up. This is pretty much Perseverance counter. I don't use him as much because I don't run into Perseverance champs much. So for his base stats, we got 12 damage, 6 speed, 2 to 4 range, 1 defense, 48 HP. For base abilities, we got Frost Alkali, Frost Nova 3, and Grant Frost Aura. So that's pretty much the Grant Frost Aura is the Perseverance counter. That's like, I guess when something like a melee unit gets too close, go ahead and Frost Nova it. Frost Cycle. I didn't actually know it had that. I really didn't. That's how much I do not deploy, so I didn't even know it had Frost Cycle. For upgrades, it has Amplify Frost, Salvage Exploit, Ice Font, and Bulwark Lonx. I go with these two because I guess this is pretty obvious because it's Lonx BG for each friendly Lonx in play. This unit gets 2 plus max HP for every 5 friendly Lonx in play. This unit gets 1 defense. Salvage Exploit doesn't really come in handy that much because there's not a lot of chill. Well, I got a few little chill things in here, but it's not super efficient in this BG, so I just run it because I ran into my Frost Amp BG. And this is my Lonx Beast Tamer. She's my other support. A really good champ. Um, Base stats are not really that impressive. Moving on to the base abilities. We got Boost Beast 2, Drive, Invigorate 1, Tame Beast 2. For upgrades, we got Invigorate 2, Surge Beast, Vitalize, and stat bonus speed. I go with Invigorate 2 because I love my 8 Legion, and stat bonus speed because 5 speed is just so lackluster. There's really no point of going anything else because she's not a beater, so there's no point of going with Surge Beast. I guess you can go to Vitalize in some BGs, but I don't really have any. I don't have any 5 speeds in this BG. So there's no point of it. Solid Champ is pretty cheap. Possibly maybe a little bit over efficient, and that's Lonx BG for you. We go on. Oh, by the way, if anyone hasn't noticed that Lonx BG is pretty much full of over efficient champs. It's not really that the BG's overpowered. It just has a ton of cheap efficient champs. And this is my Lonx Bounty Hunter. My first introducing you to my first beater. I guess you could look at the base stats, say not that impressive. Then we go into the base abilities. We got Bounty Hunter, and I guess you could have guessed that from the name. Any champion that attacks, so pretty much any champion that attacks, it gains Hunter to that faction, and has Domain Snow, so get a little extra damage there. Has Mercenaries, so you lose 4 Nora every turn for, not every turn, but every beginning of your turn for how long she's out. And you got Snow Strike, so that pretty much makes them pending snow, well, deep snow. Uh, for upgrades, we got Leap 3, Combat Awareness, Logistics, Flanking, and Dodge 2. I go with Combat Awareness, Dodge 2, because anti range and, the little spelling here and there, so I get rid of those little, it helps with the AoEs and all that good stuff. 68 Norm, pretty efficient when you put something else into equation, and we'll get right to that. We're coming up to it soon, actually. Then we got, here's my Lonx Chandler, another beater, another guy with not that impressive base stats. We're going on to his base abilities: Backward Lonx, Charge Attack, Logistics, Lysifun, and Race Charge. Race Charge, at the beginning of its turn, this unit gains 1 charge for every 2 friendly champion within 6 spaces that shares a race with it, to a maximum of 3 charges. When you have deployed 3 champions that share a race with it from the rune dot, this ability is removed and this champion permanently gains Lysifon. For upgrades, I have Pounce 3, Escalation, Death Charge 3, and Psychic Amped. I go with Escalation and Pounce 3 because Escalation, I'm a build up type player, so I like my long games here and there, and Escalation fits my playstyle, so I'm sitting there building up damage while I'm coming up with plans and strategies. And Pounce, that kind of closes the gap and everything. It also goes well with Relocate, Ally, and all that, and Pouncing, so because it's a 1 through 2 range champ, so Pounce helps close that gap. Solid champ, 73 Nora. Over efficient when you put another champ into the equation that we're coming up to now. And Lonx Chieftain, this is pretty much the theme and labeler for Lonx, and he makes all the Lonx pretty much over efficient because he has Camaradero and okay, my bad, I think I just got cut off there. For base stats, it's pretty solid there. Um, for base abilities, it has A defense, approved range, momentum 3. So A defense. There's an argument for, not an argument, but some people like, I go with this and this personally, but some people like to go with Vindictive. I don't really know anybody that goes with Relocate Foam, but I like these 2 abilities. And Vindictive goes well with A defense because you have multi-attack 3 when a champ dies, of course. I don't like my champs dying, and so I don't like Vindictive because SL player. You gotta keep your champs alive, and that playstyle carries on. No matter how efficient BGs, don't like my stuff dying. So, but I do run Lonx BG, so it takes care of that. So I can have all four of these upgrades, and so it helps get your defense up faster. So you're pretty much looking at 6 defense across the board. That's if you have more than one chieftain out. Momentum, AP game. Gotta love approved range. For a little extra range, units within 5 spaces of this champion that shares a race with this champion, they have 1 plus max range. This ability does not stack. And yep, that's pretty much chieftain and relocate ally. 7 spaces. Champions with friendly champions within 7 spaces is relocated to nearest available space adjacent to this unit. Um, and champions, okay, I didn't say anything about karma. Champions that share a race with this champion costs us 7 less Nora. So yeah, that makes the BG efficient, making everything all nice and cheap. And I probably pronounced this wrong every single time I said it. Moving on to Lonx Hunter, this is my detection unit. Pretty solid base stats. For base abilities, we got Detection 1, Escape Initiative 1. And for upgrades, we have Block 1, Dodge 1, Leap 2, Detection 3. I see a lot of people go with Block 1, Dodge 1. But I really don't fear melee that much, because this is BG full of hard hitters with melee, so you want to get close, that's good on ya. I fear range a little bit more, so I'll go with Dodge 1, Detection 3, so I can find the stealth units a little bit more easier, because 3 spaces, what you're going to do is 3 spaces. You can easily get found if you can easily avoid 3 spaces. So I like the 5 spaces, a little bit more extra, find the stealth trap or unit, and another efficient unit just because of chieftain. Moving on. Lonx Luminary, yeah, we'll go with that. For basic stats, not really that impressive. You got 0 defense, 45 HP, 46 range, 6 speed, 9 damage. Moving on to the base abilities, we got Chilled 1, Commander Lonx, which is really good. Logistics Hill Champ. For abilities, we got Illuminate, Stall, Soften, and Immunity to Magic. So, this is pretty much my, what was I'm trying to say, CC, yeah, this is my CC guy. Now that I'm looking at it, I meant to change these upgrades, because there's no point of having Illuminate when you have Soften, because it doesn't, stack. So I think Stalls is so much better. Yeah, so I'm changing those upgrades. Because Stall, -4 speed, that hurts a lot. And Soften, just probably one of the most best abilities for what it does. The one in that category. If not one of the best abilities. Nah, just go ahead, just say just another efficient champ because Lonx Chieftain. Lonx Striker, solid base stats. For base abilities, we got Reveal Race, Strike, and LOL Random Vulnerability Fire. So Reveal Race is actually, I think this is his unique ability. When this unit comes into play, all champions that share a race with it are revealed in your rune dock. It's just such a good ability, because even when you draw this champ first, you pretty much got you have all your champions revealed at the beginning of your turn. So it probably is a little bit efficient because of that, but there's no buts. It's efficient because of that. For upgrades, it has ready, stat bonus health 2, stat bonus damage 1, and stat bonus damage 2. So I go with these. There's really no point of going to HP. You got ST bonus ready. You got the ST bonus. Well, not SC bones, but Arctic. So these are just more better. It's just better. Just better. Just better. And going into my last champion, Thornton Lonx, the beater of the group. Well, another beater, anyways. Solid base stats. Base abilities, you got Berserker 3, Evasive 2, Fearless, and Perseverance. So it's just really nothing unique about this guy. Nothing. He's just your herp derp beater. For upgrades, we have Protective and Enrage 2, Fury, and Flanking. Solid, really solid. 79 Nora, not too shabby. Uh, just really not talking about this guy because he's not interesting. So that's really my whole Lonx BG champ wise. Just really no reason to go. I guess I can go do a quick skim through the spells, relics, and all that. I go with Ancient Implications. Target champion gains Blacklast, Majestic, and Purify for 6 turns. If this champion is destroyed while this effect is active, you gain 35 Nora. Blizzard Cloak. I think this is an underrated spell. I don't see many people running it, or I, people just don't expect it, and vice versa. For 8 turns, the next 3 attacks against target champion misses. If the target champion occupies snow or ice, this effect is hidden until triggered. So pretty much, actually, I pretty much this spell, like if you want to use it when you're on snow or ice, because if it's hidden, it's a hidden spell if you do that. But it's a good spell no matter if your opponent sees it or not, unless they have a way of getting spot precision. Other than that, solid spell. But yeah, try your best to get it hidden because they won't be. I don't think they ever expect it anyway. Because if you see a hidden spell for ST, you're mostly expecting a Snowblind. So good spell. Cleansing Storm. Everyone knows about that. Frigid Barrier. Opposing units within target font deployment zone takes 14 frost damage. Okay, never mind. Not everyone knows about this. All champions are cleansed. Friendly champions are healed for 5 HP. So it's a global thing. A global cleanse. Pretty solid spell. A little efficient. A little bit. Okay, so back to Frigid Barrier. Opposing units within target font deployment zone takes 14 frost damage and becomes frozen. This unit for 2 turns, and that deployment zone becomes ice, and unoccupied spaces adjacent to deployment zone becomes crystal for 2 turns. So pretty good spell. It used to be better, a little bit better at 35 Nora, but things happen. And probably one of the most efficient spells in the game is Gale Force. Champions within the affected area take 6 frost damage and are knocked back 3 spaces. Ice Storm, another probably one of the most efficient spells in the game. All spaces become ice for the next 8 turns. All units become grounded 2 and take 10 frost damage. Units successfully damaged become chill 2. Snowblind, another probably over efficient spell in the game. The next time an opposing spell that targets a single unit is cast, it is instead cast on the closest valid target. If there's no valid target to redirect to, the spell frizzles. This effect is hit until trigger. Swap, possibly another over efficient spell. Well, it used to be worse because swap used to be actually global, so you can run up your 2x2 unit, and it would be preferred flying, and you can swap your opponent's 1x1 unit with your 1x1 unit across the map. So yeah, swap was pretty gay back in the day. Target opposing champion swaps location with the nearest valid friend champion within 8 spaces of the same size. This is a relocation effect when moving the opposing champion. So it's 8 spaces, not global anymore, so I guess that's tolerable. Wish. Target champion gains all of his upgrade abilities. Coordination Tower. This relic has Arctic and Battlemaster 1. This effect does not. Well, okay, all friendly champions within 2 space of this relic gain a courage. When a friendly champion attacks, this champion gains 1 damage for 1 turn. Fern Hideout. This relic has relocate ally. And where is it? And relocate self. This unit is relocated to target space within 5 spaces, so it can move by itself. And Providence, well, my ST banner, so nothing interesting there. And my Phoenix Anklet, if equipped champion would be destroyed, this equipment is destroyed instead, and the champion is set to full HP, gains flight, immortality, and short-lived 1. So, good equipment when you're trying to keep your champion alive for a little bit longer. Not really, not to mention all the HPs. So, good spell. I mean, equipment, yeah. And that concludes BG.